Some of the world's biggest names are moving to Saudi, but it's not just the players. Big name managers are heading to the Pro League too. On this week's episode, we're taking a look at those in charge and what it could mean going forward. Hello there, welcome to Football Now from Doha. After a transfer window that saw them spend over €800 million, a figure only eclipsed by the English Premier League, the Saudi Pro League is growing at a rapid rate. So far this summer, we've seen the likes of Karim Benzema, N'Golo Kanté, Sadio Mane and Neymar, amongst others, make the move. But it's not just the players that have transferred to the kingdom. On this week's show, we're taking a look at some of the managers who have made the move to Saudi. So what can those at the top expect when they come to the Middle East?
So for managers that might be awaiting work in Saudi Arabia, it's the chance really to get on the ground floor of a league that has enormous ambitions. It's as self-professed that it still has some way to go. We've seen the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo and Nuno Espino say that themselves, that the facilities might not be a top 5 league yet, but the plans are in place. So if you're a manager who comes in now, you might have a chance to play a really influential role in helping build that. I guess it's the decision. It's like if you can maybe stay in Europe with maybe a middling team in a top flight or even a championship team, a second division team, or you can go to Saudi Arabia, try something new and with real prospects of growth.
Yeah, very different type of challenge for many coaches who've only ever managed in Europe then. Let's now take a look at some of those who have made the move, starting with the man with the top job, Roberto Mancini. Mancini was named Saudi Arabia national team coach in August after leaving his Italy post. His time at the Azzurri was tumultuous. After taking charge in 2018, he led his side to glory at Euro 2020, but then failed to qualify for the 2022 FIFA World Cup in Qatar.
So Mancini is the real, is the big headline, the big name, because we are talking about the champion of Europe with Italy. The fact that he is taking the helm at the Saudi Arabia national team is important also from PR view, obviously, because it's a big name. That part of it that is less discussed regarding the current reform and the current, I would say, football revolution in the country is what they are planning for players' development, the opportunity to work with the best coaches in the national level with Mancini and his team. I would say a good way to show the progress of Saudi, what it's making in football, also in the national level and the national team.
One man no longer in a job in Saudi is Nuno Espino Santo. The former Wolverhampton Wanderers manager won the league with Al Ittihad in his first season, but reports of a row with Karim Benzema saw him get moved on. So just how important is player power in the modern game?
I think what I'd say is that star power is a product of 21st century football. It's not necessarily something unique to Saudi Arabia, unique to Asian football indeed, that we've seen the likes of Benzema, etc., wield tremendous power at clubs the size of Real Madrid. So I wouldn't say it's something unique to Saudi Arabia.
One man hoping to settle into Saudi life quickly is Steven Gerrard. The former Liverpool captain joined Al Ittihad in the summer, and whilst the Damam side have high hopes, there isn't necessarily an expectation for silverware. So what are the fans made of the appointment so far?
It's absolutely huge. He's won everything, hasn't he? So, he's an absolute talisman. So what he did for Liverpool, I'm hoping that he can bring that to Al Ittihad, and just a little bit of that. If that rubs off on this team, then Saudi Arabia are in for a fun ride.
He's absolutely huge. To the football world, he's massive. Talisman, done everything that you can in the game, and it just brings everything to wherever he plays. You can see the way he works, the way his teams are playing, the standard is raising, the players that are coming to the club. He's bringing a lot to the game.
Other managers who have made the move from Europe include Jorge Jesus, who returned to Al Hilal in July, having guided them to the Saudi Super Cup back in 2019. The Portuguese coach had spells at Flamengo, Benfica and most recently Fenerbahce in between his Middle East stints. Slaven Bilic is another who has returned to the kingdom. The former Croatia manager is now the top man at Al Fete. He'll be hoping to build on the side's 6th place finish last season. And Luis Castro was the man tasked with managing Cristiano Ronaldo and co when he took over at Al Nassr from Rudi Garcia. The Portuguese has previous experience in the region, having been the head coach of Al Dahail in Qatar. Well, half of the Saudi Pro League is made up of coaches that have come from Europe. Those incoming names will be hoping that they can use their experiences to transform the division into one of the world's best. So what can we expect going forward?
But I think there should be a healthy balance at the moment for the national team players, the youth development pathway for the younger players, but also that the league also will have a huge platform for the big stars, let's say. This combination is something unique, but it should be managed well.
In Saudi Arabia in general, people are really happy about the new sports seasons, about big names coming to Saudi Arabia, about not only big names coming to Saudi Arabia, but about showing the world what football means to the Saudi people and the new image of Saudi Arabia as an open country, welcoming people from all over the world.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting few years ahead. That brings us to the end of this week's show. Do let us know your thoughts at home using the hashtag FootballNowProLeague, and we'll see you at the same time next week. Bye for now.